been on the edge of hurting that engine. In the meantime, let's get underway with our next battle. Of course, Scott Shembry in the Hi-Tec BMW going to be leading out Matty Grice in the big VK. Can he put it on the door of Shembry here as we slide it into the first corner? The transition back, Shembry's really hitting those clipping points, isn't he? And putting on as much blazing of the tyres as possible in that 1J powered BMW.
Filling that outer zone on the last corner. Phenomenal first run for our pro class in the top 16. They both get away from the gate very similarly, heading off down the back straight. Shembry maybe a bit more confidence into the initial initiation. But then peeking through the smoke, that's probably the first time we've seen drivers this close, being right on the loud pedal. Matty Grice is still right there with him, and it looked like he just dropped back on that last one, though.
Yeah, maybe going for line. Let's head down to Damien Cook. Oh no, we're seeing other issues here. Scott Shembry, or is he just too far forward?
We're using a lot of people power this weekend. We don't want to use too much people power. We want to use horsepower this weekend, guys.
There's going to be a big disparity, I think, in speed here now. Watch Matty Grice. How far can he try and gap Scott Shembry? Because we know he's got a lot more power, and with that new Winters rear end and wisefab in the rear, it squats and goes. Here we go. Shembry's not letting him go anywhere in the Hi-Tec BMW as Matty Grice throws it in. Couldn't quite see how close he was in that corner here. Now you can see a metre off, nice proximity, but he's leaving behind Scott Shembry. The Master Chef is putting on a show behind, but Matt Grice blazes those tyres through the final clipping points.
Yeah, wow. Really, really deep into that last zone, though, so we might have just gone a little bit too far offline, but it's probably only a very small deduction. The whole point is Shembry stayed really quite close with him, all things considered. I actually thought the same thing. I thought really the VK's got a lot of side bite, a lot of forward momentum, and he'd be able to drive away. But take nothing away from Scott Shembry. He is a fierce competitor and will thrash the guts out of that BMW.
Yeah, he is giving it everything that BMW's got, really. Sitting there, imagine sitting in the car there at the moment, Tony, and you just thought, we're going to go a rerun. They would have loved every moment of that battle, really, those two drivers.
Yeah, those guys, obviously very fierce competitors, and Gricey back in the seat, getting a feel for it. I can see that he'll be smiling, having a good time. Shembry's just such a character as well. He'd just be like, let's go, let's get into it.
Oh, if he gets another battle, he's happy. If he goes out, but the more battles he gets, the happier he is. He is really pushing the limits of that car. But he likes it. He said it's really stable, the platform, the chassis set up really well. He said, but I do want more horsepower. That's the only thing I miss from the 350 is the horsepower.
Wonder if we can take the engine package out of the 350 and plonk it into that BMW and just see how we go from that.
All right, let's see the rerun about to happen here at Winter Motor Raceway for round number 1 of the Hi-Tec Oils Pro category. We're trying to cut them down to the top 16 at the moment. Shembry leads us out in the Hi-Tec Oils. BMW over Matt Grice in the Gricey's Workshop VK Commodore.
Big angle, massive angle from Scott Shembry into turn 1. Getting through turn 1 absolutely perfectly on line. Turn 2 spot on as well. It's amazing that Gricey can see absolutely anything from all of that tyre smoke coming out of the BMW. What a solid run. It's like, okay, you've got your ticket now. Here's your rerun. Good luck. Catch this.
Well, Shembry is one half of the Blaze unit, isn't he? And he did blaze those tyres. Let's check out the Tri-Ace replay at the moment as he pushes it every little bit of horsepower he can, the BMW, the transition back, and Gricey has a straight in there in the background. I'm not quite sure if he lost where the car was and didn't quite get it right. Very scared to push the car back, didn't want to make contact maybe.
There's a lot of smoke in the midway part of that corner, so whether he sort of come offline a little bit, this track is very well known for being lost in the smoke and then having to pop out and get onto that door can be quite dicey for Gricey.
Nicely forgot. I like it. We got the puns. We got the puns going this early in the stream.
We'll get them rolling. That's okay.
Well, they will go around again, and of course, Gricey will get his opportunity to lay down the lead run and see what Scott Shembry can bring. Can he put it door to door with him? Can he really challenge him in that little underpowered BMW? We'll wait and find out. That's about to happen as they drive around the track. In the meantime,
just a drive shaft. We just have it for this weekend. We just need to do a stronger drivetrain. We'll try to fix it for Sean now and get him back out. That's all we can do.
No worries, mate.
Sean can bring it home.
So, get the boys on it.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Hey, Colm.
Here we go in the rerun now. Gricey leading us out. Look, he puts down that big turbo LS power there and blazes the tyres. He was fast through the middle section of that run. We'll check it out on the Tri-Ace replay here. Look at him move away. Scott Shembry doing everything he can. That is foot to the firewall now. Let him throw it in. He really gets on the door. Shembry doesn't want to let him go anywhere, and Gricey just has to hit the loud pedal. That car grips up and just starts to drive away.
But even just looking through the passenger, even looking through the window just there, he looks pretty comfortable in it. He's just getting it done. Both the drivers took off. They